Good day all, part 2. This week specifically, it got a lot of really good responses, that little enema story that I did. So I thought I'd do another one because I really like making these kind of commentary videos. They're simple, they're easy, but they're a hell of a lot of fun. And it seems like it's a lot of really good, like back and forth, person to person kind of thing. Also, the other big thing is I'm at TwitchCon this weekend, so I had to go ahead and pre-make a few videos for me being gone for such a long period of time. It's over in Long Beach, actually not too far. It's like a 35 to 45 minute drive from my house, so it's not terrible, but it's still like, it's a big convention. It's a lot of time being spent. I don't really have all the time to go and make all the videos when I'm, out and over there. No one wants to keep going back and forth like that, so it works out. Holy shit, Big Team Slayer on Valhalla. God, the memories. Whenever I mention a D&D story like the last one, or whenever I mention Warhammer 40k that I've made memes of and jokes of references to in so much of my content, I always get asked, Bricky, do you play D&D a lot? Do you do it online? Do you do it in person? Also, do you play Warhammer? Like, do you actually do the tabletop stuff? Or do you just like the games? Like, Space Marine, Dawn of War, shit like that? And the answer to those are yes and yes, is that I do play D&D in person with all my friends like I mentioned before, and I did, or at least I do sometimes, but mostly did play. Oh, this got to the sniper rifle. I did play a lot more 40k back in the day. I played it a ton with some of my old coworkers. My my Dairy Queen people were the ones that actually got me in to 40k to begin with, which was a really fun time. Holy shit, I am on a rampage. Well, not yet. A rampage technically like 20 kills. Jesus Christ, I got a Killtrocity. Anywho, my old Dairy Queen employees got me into Warhammer 40k. And because of that, I got the tabletop stuff. We all started playing together and it became a really fun time. I would go to their house after work or before work. We'd play some tabletop and we have a good time. They were always Eldar and Necron players. And this is back in chapter 7? Edition 7, that's the word I'm looking for. Back when Necrons and Eldar were just completely stupidly overpowered. They made the Wraith not like a gargantuan creature, giving him immunity to instant death and feel no pain on all attacks. Like, it was just stupid, It was just a dumb bunch of bullshit on the Eldar style of things. Necrons and their reanimation protocols, along with, freaking Orkin the Divider, I think, giving them re-rolls on their reanimation protocols, and 4+ invulse, all this bullshit. If you don't play Warhammer, you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, but if you do, you know how dumb it was. I mean, most of you know what Warhammer is, Space Marines, and Orcs, and Eldar, and Chaos, and, they have the two versions. They have Warhammer Fantasy, which is the old school, like, Skraven and shit, and then they have Warhammer 40k with like Dawn of War, which plenty of you already know about. I played so much 40k tabletop stuff. I mainly play the Imperial Fists and the Grey Knights. I'm an elitist piece of shit, though I made sure never to run some kind of like bullshit Grey Knight build. Never like 3 Dread Knights and 2 Storm Ravens. Something stupid, I always like to run a lot of infantry because it's a ton more fun. I like doing a lot of melee combat, it's good, it's fun. But that's what kind of got me into a lot more tabletop games, board games and things like that. Getting into the 40k style of playing stuff, Those kinds of games were really, really fun. And then they have a bunch of other ones too, like some people told me something called War Machine, which became really popular for a while, and then there's a lot, plus of course D&D is tabletop as well, so there's a ton of different kinds of really fun tabletop stuff I can play. D&D of course is where it makes the most stories. D&D is about a self-crafted kind of story and adventure for characters you like to craft and people and worlds and quests and stuff like that. You want the competitive side, you want to do kind of like a rolling the dice and big army and strategy. That's your 40k itch. One of the bigger questions I tend to get also is, why don't I ever upload me and my buddies playing either Warhammer or D&D? Why don't I do like a battle report, or why don't I upload a session of D&D? Well, two reasons. Number one, it'd be a real pain in the ass to upload without actually seeing the kinds of facial reaction stuff, and without being able to get a good image on the facial reactions. So therefore I need like 5 cameras for all of us and all that bullshit. That would be, oh my god, I didn't even notice. The only reason I turned around is because the guy was pinging or like honking so hard. I see why. So you got like add a bunch of cameras and stuff. You got to go ahead and do all the different microphones. Basically like setting up a podcast for a D&D kind of thing, And the second thing is also because we are not very appropriate people. That's a big one. We make a lot of jokes that come from a lot of different kinds of places. Most of them edgy, very few of them. If I'm already getting demonetized on some of the most simple shit, then there's no way in hell am I going to be able to upload anything D&D related, not even in the slightest. We are incredibly mean, incredibly vulgar, have a ton of very, very politically incorrect statements. It is not a good idea for me to go ahead and upload. We are very, very raunchy and not okay. Oh, man. Thank you for the Banshee, good sir. Banshee. Banshee, please. Banshee. For example, my current character is a half-orc. He's a half-orc named Cobb. And Cobb is seeking to make the world's best cobbler. He's a very simple guy. His intelligence is like 5, like a -3 or something. His wisdom's okay, but his intelligence is not too high. He's a very simple man, you know. He has simple things. Cobb has a very stereotypical North Dakota, Canada hybrid Norwegian-esque whatever accent. He talks like this all the time. Oh no, we going to the Dakotas and shit. He talks like that. He talks very like, okay then. That's what he's like. And it's not the most politically correct kind of thing. My buddy is playing this thing called Malkin, like a half cat, half human looking thing. You know, very, very short little guy. He's got a little ukulele. He's a bard. His name is Wadu Heck. You know, first name Wadu, last name Heck. Wadu Heck. What do heck? Actually, it's what do heck. You know, and he has kind of like a hybrid Chinese Filipino kind of accent. He has a little ukulele and he just kind of goes around the place and plays this little ukulele and basically goes ahead and does stuff. He just kind of like has his little ukulele. He's like strumming it furiously during combat. You know, it's not the most politically correct of characters. We have a gnome named Bardock the Destroyer, and he's basically Danny DeVito if he was the trash man 100% of the time. You know, I'm the trash man. He's a trash man. He starts eating garbage on stage. On stage. Damn it. The only normal character that we have in my campaign was some dude who originally had glasses, a hat, and like a mask that would turn out to actually be a skeleton. That is the most normal, you know, politically correct character in a campaign. It's there are much worse ones, but you know, we keep it down. We make like really just stupid funny jokes. You know, you always do edgier things when you're with your close buddies because you know no one's gonna be offended by that stuff. No one's ever gonna be offended by shit like that because you're all friends. You know what each other's limits are, and you just kind of enjoy yourself. Now there are things that some of us will find offensive, of course, and we just don't do those things because we just, you know, we're friends. We don't look to try to offend people, you know? But when you're with a group of buddies, you can be edgier, you can have a bigger time, but it's one of the reasons why I ain't uploading that shit to YouTube. If some makeup beauty YouTuber throws out the N-word with the A at the end, doesn't even do the hard R, and wants to be burned at the stake because of it, I'm not gonna upload my D&D sessions. I will, however, tell you plenty of good stories that come from it. And that'll come in a, you know, that'll come a little bit later. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this quick little video. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. I'm at TwitchCon, hopefully enjoying myself, having a good time. Probably getting a little bit inebriated, but that's what you gotta do when those kinds of events. All right, well, I will see you next time, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. Bye-bye.